Well, hello everybody. It's a beautiful, warm Sunday afternoon. Just got through taking a nap, so probably sound still a little bit sleepy right now. But today, just for a little while, I'm not going to get too carried away, but I think I want to start drilling some holes to run the electric Romex wire through the studs in the building. So I thought you might want to come along. So let's get in the shop here. Got to get everything unlocked. Shame that we have to lock things up anymore. I know back in the day I was told at least that you didn't have to lock things up and not have to worry about somebody wanting to steal your stuff. But apparently we're in a different time. So anyhow, let's get this thing opened up. I want to turn this around so we can all see what I'm doing. Alright, get in here and get some air going too. Be nice when we get that big air conditioner set up. It's gonna make it feel really, really good. There we go. We got lights, we got fan. Hopefully we'll have some hot air circulating around. Now we gotta go. Let's see. I gotta make sure I didn't leave my drill in here. No, must have took it in. So we have to go in the other shop / man cave and get a drill set up. Got the nice American flag right there, and most importantly we got Jesus is the heartbeat of the world. Well, I certainly hope he is. I hope people will let him rule in their life and take part in what he wants them to do. I know our family certainly tries to give the Lord that spot in our life. Well, here we are in the old shop / man cave. Turn on some lights. There's the drill that we need right there. And in this time, I know before we were using these hole saws. That's what we used to drill through the floor to put the conduit in. But this time, we're going to be able to use a paddle bit. You have to excuse the mess in here. I've been just using stuff and then be dead tired at the end of the day and just throw everything down and go in and take a shower and clean up and cool off. So it just takes a little while to get it all back together. So here we got some paddle bits. So these are going to be really a lot nicer than the hole saws. So we're going to select one of these to drill the holes through the studs to run the electric wires. And I found that you want to drill it big enough because you will have several wires pass through some of the holes. Some holes will just be one wire. But I try to drill them big enough that they will accommodate several different passes. But at the same time, you don't want to have the hole so big that it weakens the stud. So we're going to choose probably about a 1 inch, or no, maybe not a 1 inch, maybe a 3/4 inch. There's a 7/8, 3/4. Maybe we need to go get the wire and set it up there. Actually, we'll just take these with us. How about that? We'll go out here and we grab the drill. And back in the shop. The wire is in here. I'm going to turn that fan off while I'm talking to you. There, now you can hear me. Whew, it's hot in here. We'll be sweating very quickly. Alright, so we get our bits. Come over here to the wire. We got 12 gauge wire that we're going to run for the outlets. And I've already showed you before, we got the 10 gauge that I got to run back for the air conditioner and for the table saw that we're going to get. So glad y'all are along with me this evening. You can see that the wire is not that big. So if we had a 1-inch hole, you should be able to make several passes through there if need be. In worst case, we just have to drill another hole. You don't want it to be so small that you have to force it through. So I don't know. There may be a standard of what you're supposed to drill them as, but I don't know what that is. So I think I'm going to go with a 1-inch. And we maybe just drill one, and we'll take the wire and stick through it. If it looks all right, then we'll go with it. So I want to get this chucked up, so y'all hang on, and I'll show you drilling a few holes, and we'll be back. Well, hello everybody, I'm back again trying to get ready to drill a hose. Looks like it's starting to rain out here. So, there's Dixie. Hello, Dixie. I don't know if y'all saw her or not. I got the phone turned around. I wanted to, let me turn the fan off so I can talk to you. I got to tell you what I'm doing. So, it's hot out here. So here's the deal. I've been wanting to put together a YouTube video or YouTube channel. The problem is I didn't have a camera, and I have recently purchased a GoPro. It's in the mail, on the way, but I haven't got it yet. But also at the same time, I purchased this building that I'm going to turn into a woodworking shop. So I'm having to record all this stuff on my cell phone, and I'm just going to save these videos until I get my YouTube channel up and running, get the GoPro. But I didn't want to miss showing you all of the stuff that we're doing with this shop. I'm sure we'll talk about it more later. Once I get the GoPro, I can set it up, and I won't have to cut the phone off and on so much, the camera. You'll be able to see more of what I'm doing, but it's kind of hard to hold the phone and drill and work. So eventually when I get the GoPro, I'll be able to set it up on a tripod pointing the direction that I'm working, and you'll be able to see more of what I'm doing. The intention with this shop, my dad passed away about 3 years ago, and he had a whole bunch of woodworking equipment: table saws, band saws, miter saws, radio alarm saws, drill presses, all kinds of stuff. A big table saw, I think I said that. But my stepmother has told me that I could have all of his woodworking tools, but I didn't have a place to put them. So that's what I'm doing now, is I'm going to build this shop to basically mostly be a woodworking shop, so we can start building things and have a nice place to do it, and eventually be a nice cool or warm place to do it, whatever the season may be. I just wanted to fill you in on that, because I think it might start to get confusing why sometimes in the future you're going to see it on a cell phone, the videos on cell phone, and other times it's going to be on the GoPro. And well, that's this. I just want to let you know what the reasoning was and what we are doing right now. So eventually, when I get the GoPro, things are going to be much easier. Maybe I have to use a cell phone sometimes if I'm out and about doing something I want to show you. Then I may have to use the cell phone. Mostly we'll be using the GoPro. It'll be a lot easier and probably a lot better quality pictures too. But that's the scoop. We're going to turn this shell of a building into a full-fledged woodworking shop. It sounds kind of familiar, don't it? I know that before I met God and invited Christ into my life, I was nothing but a shell of a man. But whenever Jesus came in and took over and forgave me of my sins, I tell you what, he made something out of this body. Nothing I could say, there's nothing I did, or no credit to me, but any good thing that I can do now, I can give God the glory for it. And anything that comes out bad of this body of mine, it's all on me. It ain't him. I know I fail and I mess up all the time, but I love the Lord. I hope that you do too, and hopefully that something that I do and say through these videos that I post that will inspire you, if you already belong to God, to live closer to him And if you don't belong to him, then maybe one day you will make the decision to give your life to Christ and let him be the Lord of your life. I certainly have let him do that with me. And again, it doesn't mean I don't fail, I don't mess up. One thing I can promise you on these videos, you will not hear any cussing or bad words. I may use a few words that are, I don't know, different. But you will not hear any cussing on here. Only where you would, well, no, even if I was videoing and somebody else came up and said something bad, I'd cut it out because it ain't going on my channel. Yeah, I said ain't. See, that's one of those words I was telling you about. I am a country boy. I live out in the country. I guess most people would consider me as a redneck. I don't really consider myself a hillbilly. I mean, we do have running water in the toilet and all that good stuff. Take a bath pretty much every day, so I don't really consider myself a hillbilly. But maybe a redneck or just a good old country boy. That's what I really prefer to be, just a good old country boy that loves God. I love my country. You've seen the flag on the man cave / shop. My family, we go to church every Sunday. Unless we're out and about doing vacationing or something. Very rarely do we miss church, though. We love our church. We love being around other of God's people. It's a blessing to be able to do that. It's a shame that we only get to do it once a week. And some get to do it on Wednesday, but my work schedule, I'm not able to go usually on a Wednesday night. But at least once a week, every Sunday, I am able to be around other good, godly people. Alright, so I just wanted to give you that little heads up what I'm doing and why it may get confusing when I start posting these. Because I know that whenever I finally get my GoPro, I'm going to start my YouTube channel, get it started up, and I'm going to sit down and do a little talk about what my channel is going to be about. And then that will be my first video. And then after that, you're going to see cell phone videos that are not good quality, and you're going to be thinking, well, what did he do with the GoPro? Well, that's what's going to be happening. So all of the stuff that you're going to be seeing and what you're seeing now that as I'm talking was recorded before I got my channel started or opened up or whatever you call it. I'm going to get some help with that, help me learn how to do it. Never done it before. I'm not a technical geek by any means, but I usually can find my way around. So y'all just stay with me. I'm fixing to get started drilling these holes. I just wanted to give you a little bit of, just chat with you a little bit and let you know what's going on. So hang on and I'll be right back. Alright everybody, I'm back. Just wanted to give you an update. It started sprinkling just a little bit ago. And I'll turn you around and show you the sky. Some pretty rough looking clouds up there. There is a little bit of sun breaking through right there though. Little thunder off in the distance. Not sure if it's going to come by this way or not, but anyhow, let's go on in the shop. Alright, so what I've done so far is I went through with my tape measure and I have marked right here on all of the studs where I'm going to drill my hole. That's about 6 inches below each box. Some people might think it's a little bit getting carried away to actually do a measurement where you're going to drill the holes through the studs, because that's where we're going to run the wires through. But I have found that if you drill them all about the same height, it's a lot easier to pull wire through, especially when you have to pull it long distances. Now these wires right here, I'm not going to have to pull them very far because I'm going to go through there and then come across to the first box and then cut it, go into the box, wire it up, come out of the box, and then go through that one and then to the next one. So it's really not that big a deal, but eventually we're going to have to run the breaker box. It's going to go right here, and so eventually we're going to mount the breaker box somewhere in there. And then to run the wire to the air conditioner, I've got to run it all the way down and then across to the middle. And then we've got the table saw, which is going to go over on this side of the building somewhere, probably about middle. You got to remember, if you need to rip an 8-foot sheet of plywood, you need to have some room on each side of it or each end of it to be able to do that. And that was part of the thought process of why we bought the size building that we did. We bought a 12 by 24. We know the table saw was about 3 to 4 feet, and then you're going to need 8 feet on each side of that to accommodate a 8-foot sheet of plywood, and then you're going to need space on each end of it to be able to get behind it to push it, and somebody perhaps on the other end to catch it, or we'll build a table or whatever. But that's the thought process. We wanted to make sure we had enough room to be able to rip an 8-foot sheet of plywood if we needed to. So there we go. So we're going to see how this is going to work. Here's the big drill. We got the paddle bit loaded up and ready. So let's see what we can do here. Looks like I'm going to have to do this one at somewhat of an angle. I've got to go through 2 of them. Once I get it started, I got to go through 2 studs. That's what I'll tell you about this. You've noticed that as we were walking through, there's a double stud there. Let me span around here. Then you got the wall, and then you come to another double stud. Then you go down a little bit further, another double stud. You know what's going on there? Well, that's one of the reasons why I chose this particular building. There's a whole bunch of places to buy buildings from. The reason I chose this building is because of the quality that they put into it. Those double studs there are where the sheets of paneling on the outside join together, where they splice together. So the builder of these buildings wanted to make sure it was strong, because a lot of times they just put one stud there. They put half of the edge of the panel on one half of the 2x4, and then you run from there with the next one. But they wanted to make sure that every panel had its own stud, even on the ends or the sides. So that's why I chose this building. And I'll turn around and let you see. Look at the header. They have beefed up that header over the door. So much so that it's going to get a little interesting when I start putting paneling on the inside of this thing. But that dude is stout. It's stout and it's going to hold up. So also the outside paneling is treated plywood, I guess you'd call it. And it's also stained on the outside. The floor has a lifetime warranty, limited warranty. That probably means that it's only good for a year. I don't know. We're going to paint it, and hopefully it'll last forever. The skids on the underneath here and the, I guess the floor joists are treated. The only thing that's not treated is the particle board, looks like, on the ceiling, which it has a metal roof on top of that. And then the studs and the rafters are not treated. But everything else in this building is treated. So it hopefully will last for a long time. All right, let's see if we can get a hole in this right here. I usually try to shoot for about the middle. Kind of hard to do this one-handed. There we go. One hole. All right, so once I get my GoPro, and by the time you're seeing this, I've already got it, but once I get my GoPro, I can set it up and you can watch this a little bit better. But for now, I'm going to have to shut this off and I'm going to start drilling holes. Those are going to be fun in that corner, right? Got to go through this side and then through that side. So, fun. And I'm sure there's another board behind it, so I don't know how this is going to work out, but we'll find out, won't we? All right, y'all hang loose and maybe we'll be back. All right, so we've got several holes drilled now, but I want to show you, I've got Isaac out here. Say hi, Mr. Isaac.
Hello.
He is going to take over the camera so you can see some of these holes being drilled, because it's hard for me to do that and drill them at the same time. So I'm going to hand the phone over to him. Here we go. Like we are made it to this far. We have to do this to basically every stud that's in this building. It takes a little while. This is a double one, it takes a little longer. Hit a nail. no longer any nails in that board. And that means my bit's probably dull, so we'll see. We may have to use this for the nail bit. What do we got? Still cuts. A little harder. Alright, no nails this time. There you go. You get to see a few more holes drilled. We're going to shut the camera off for a little bit, but I just wanted to show you that. So we'll check back with you later. Alright, so we're back. And I wanted everybody to know that we have to teach our young people the way to go. There's Mom. Say hi to Mom. So Isaac is going to drill one of these holes. So we're going to let him have an opportunity here. So we're going to let him go. I've marked the spot. Let's see if he can do it. He did it. Well, apparently we're going to have to make him eat some more meat and taters. So, all right, we are still drilling holes, and we got it through all the walls, the wall studs. Now we're going to go. I've already drilled one hole through the whatever you call that, the upper plate, I guess it is. And then I got one hole right there. So we got to get power to the other side, because the breaker box is going to be right here. So we're going through the roof plate, whatever you call that thing. And then we're going to go through these beams that go, or the roof trusses that go, and then we're going to shoot it over so we can get power to the other side. So that's what we're doing right now. And these are not as fun because the shavings are all coming right down on top of you. But here we go. Let's do another hole up here. There we go. There's that one. We move down. Do another. This step I got here is just perfect to get me in the right level. There's that one. We got one more to go. And here we go. And we got it. So now I actually really didn't need that hole, but that's okay. to run through this rafter over to the other side. So now we got to do a hole coming. Well, yeah, it would be good that I drilled that hole. We'll come on the other side of that rafter, come through the roof plate, and then we'll come down, go through the holes we already have, start wiring the first box, and then take off with it. So I'm going to move over there, and we're going to drill a hole through the roof plate. Those are not fun, because the shavings are all coming right down on top of you. I don't think I need a ladder for that one though. Tall enough maybe. I'm going to go all the way through both roof plates. Notice that I'm wearing safety glasses. They're fogging up, but I didn't get one wood chip in my eye. So I will tell you that safety first is a real thing. They have safety glasses at Harbor Freight, very reasonably priced. So when you're doing something like this, it's good to wear safety glasses. So we're signing off for now. Thanks for watching, and God bless.